there. So today is Saturday morning for me. I am wanting to do some meal prep. I want to do a meal prep for beginners because I haven't done meal prep in years. I have never done meal prep with keto. So I want to kind of do a video how to get started, at least how I'm going to get started. So hopefully if there are people out there that have not done meal prep before, maybe intimidated by it, this will be helpful to try and dip your toes in the water. So I will go ahead and check what's in my fridge and see kind of what ideas I can come up with to make some simple keto meals for the work week. Okay, so my freezer is a mess. I don't even know all of that's in here. I have some chicken, some breakfast sausage, some spinach. I don't think I have a whole lot to work with here. I have some raspberries back there, blueberries, so maybe could make a dessert. Let's see what's in the fridge. Okay, so I do share the fridge with two other people who are not keto, so my stuff is basically here. I did go to the store to get some meats. The meat options weren't that great when I went to the store, so I did get some pre-prepared meats. Got some chicken and some beef back there. Have some ratio yogurts, and that's pretty much it. I also have cheese. I do have some mozzarella cheese, so I think I'm going to do my hand pies because that sounds amazing with maybe those blueberries that I have in there. So I think that'll be a good dessert. Okay, so here are basically my protein options. I have leg meat chicken, leg meat again, carnitas. I have some steak, carne asada, and another steak. So how I'm going to kind of determine what meat I want, because I'm not really feeling one way or another about any of these meats, I'm going to go off of what's going to go bad the quickest. So this one doesn't look like it's going to make it very long, so I think I'll actually make that for dinner tonight. So I think I'll make some carne asada for maybe taco bowls or just regular tacos. So I think I'll use this one. This one will go bad pretty quick, so I think I'll use this one and the carne asada. This one has a little bit longer of an expiration date, so I'll put those back in the fridge, and I'm going to use these ones. Okay, so taco/taco bowl would be a good thing for maybe dinners. And I got to chop some red onion to prep that. And then for like a lunch that I could take, I think I will cut this up kind of thin to make a Mongolian beef, and I'll add these peppers in with the meat and get like a Mongolian sauce to kind of have maybe over something. I don't have cauliflowered rice, so I can't have it over that. But I'll at least make the Mongolian beef. I could have it just by itself with the veggies, maybe with the side salad, but I think I'll prep that for Mongolian beef too for either lunch or dinner. I could alternate between these two depending on how I feel. So I think a lunch, maybe a dinner, or vice versa. So I think that's what the second meal will be. Okay, and then I have this mozzarella cheese I've been wanting to use for my keto hand pies, and I have some blueberries. I do have raspberries as well, but I actually really like it with blueberries instead. There's a full recipe video. I'll try and link it in the cards, but I forget where I posted it. It's probably been like 7 months, but it's called Keto Hand Pies / Home Run Pies, and it's really good. It's just with like a fathead dough and some blueberries. So I think I'll go ahead and prep that for my desserts because I love that, and I think it would be a really, really good dessert. So have lunch, dinner, and dessert. I think that should be good. Okay, so I had to check back on my recipe that I posted because I never remember these things. So I need 2 cups of blueberries. So I measured out 2 cups of the blueberries and I just sat them out to kind of thaw a little bit to make it a little bit easier cooking. So this will make 6 servings. So it'll make 3 hand pies because a serving is half a hand pie. These are actually really filling. So that's why the serving is only half a hand pie. Oh shoot, I need cream cheese too. So I think I'll measure out the 2 ounces of cream cheese and get that sitting out too so it gets to room temperature. Okay, so I'll get that kind of going. That'll probably be one of the last things I do. Then since this was in the freezer, I'll let that start to thawing and then I'll make the Mongolian beef second. So I will start with the taco meat because that'll probably be pretty easy. But I can get this cut up to start cooking and seasoning. So that's ready. Okay, I'm going to start with cutting the meat. Okay, pretty easy. I should probably cut some of these longer strips. Okay, so I'll get the stove going to get this cooking. Okay, I washed my hands twice after touching the meat, but go ahead and I will go ahead and cut this a little more than half an onion. Okay. Okay, so that is done. I have my meat on the stove. Let me show you. So the meat is on the stove. I got a McCormick taco seasoning. This one right here. 2 teaspoons is 2 grams. I didn't use a whole one, but I'm going to also add these diced jalapenos. I normally add Rotel, but I don't have any, so I'm going to add this just to give it a little spice, and then I'll take it off the heat and let it cool. Okay, so I have my onions all chopped. This one I'm going to leave actually in the container until I get through this one. But I have my carne asada all seasoned and cooling now. I will be adding to my tacos or taco bowls shredded lettuce. Also, I always will add sour cream. And if you've seen one of my keto favorites videos, you know I love this Chipotle Taco Bell sauce, and I found it at Grocery Outlet for 99 cents, so I stocked up. So, gotta have that. So that will be the first meal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge and get started on my Mongolian beef. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is the cut that I'm going to be using. Okay. Okay. Got my meat all cut, thin strips. Gonna go ahead and get the stove going again. Okay, so I had to pull up my Keto Mongolian beef recipe. The original recipe was posted by, I think, Low Carb with Jennifer, but I did make some changes that I kind of like better, so I'm going to use this one. So I had half a cup of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of garlic. I'm going to use some of this. This is just the last of my little container. And then I think half a teaspoon of xanthan gum to get it thick. So I'm going to put that in a pan now, get that going. Okay, so I have the soy sauce in with the garlic. I'm going to add some sucrin gold. I like the brown sugar better than granular. I don't know, I think it gives it a nice flavor. But I'm going to wait until that dissolves, and then I'll add the xanthan gum. Okay, that is starting to sizzle, which is perfect. The sugar is dissolved. I am running low on pepper flakes, so I added some sriracha instead for that spice. So I'm going to sprinkle in the xanthan gum now. Okay, I have half a teaspoon here. Xanthan gum can clump, so you definitely want to sprinkle it, and I'll mix it. I don't want clumpy pieces. Okay, and then I'll pour in the rest. Okay, so the sauce is definitely thicker, but it still is a little watery. Don't worry, it will thicken as it cools. So I'm going to take this off the heat and get the meat cooking a little bit. I don't want it to cook completely because I want it to cook in the sauce a little bit too. So I'm going to get that going now. Okay, so it is starting to brown on both sides. I don't really want to cook this all the way through because I'm going to be microwaving it during the week. So this is a good time to add my sauce to let it kind of marinate in that. Okay, so the meat is starting to lose all of its redness, so I'm going to add my vegetables. This one basically just to get them heated, and then I will take it off the heat. Okay, I added only about half of that bag. I didn't want to overload it with the veggies, so I turned off the heat after letting it warm up a little bit, and I'm just going to let that simmer, and then I will transfer it into a container after it's cool. Okay, so I am gonna get my dessert going. I have my pan here. I have 2 cups of blueberries. So I am going to mix those up and get them kind of liquidy. Okay, I think I had this at too high of a heat because it's kind of chunky. It lost a lot of the liquid, but I'm going to go with it. So I have half a cup of sweetener, and then I will mix that in. Okay, so I added half a teaspoon of psyllium husk while I was on the stove, and just kind of mix that in and then took it off the stove. It gets thicker as it cools, so I'm gonna let this cool because I can't put it in the hand pies while it's warm. So I'm gonna let this cool, and then I will make the fathead dough. Okay, I am starting the dough now for my hand pies. Got 2 ounces of cream cheese, 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. So I'm gonna mix this up, melt for 30 seconds at a time until it's well combined. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add my 1 cup of almond flour, half a teaspoon baking powder, and I put some sweetener, depending on how much sweetener you want, up to you, but my cheese is still warm, so I'm going to mix that in. Okay, all the dry ingredients are mixed in. I did put it back in the microwave for 30 seconds. You can do that as long as you haven't put the egg in yet, so I like to wait until the egg is going to go in last. So it's still warm, not overly hot. So I'm going to add like half a teaspoon of vanilla and 1 egg. Okay, now I will mix that. Okay, so the dough is well combined. It is very sticky though, so I am going to put it on a silicone mat that has seen better days, and I'm going to roll it out with a new silicone rolling pin. I haven't tried it yet, so this will be the first time. I hope it works better than my old method. My hand is somehow working better. Okay, put some filling in. Okay, this is the hard part, getting it onto the baking sheet. Time to make my glaze. I put 3/4 cup of swerve, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of extract. I am going to use this extract here. Okay, so I have it on medium heat, and I need it to liquefy. So I'm just gonna keep mixing it so it doesn't burn. I don't even know if it can burn, but I am gonna keep mixing it until it is completely liquid. So it's starting to bubble, so I'm gonna turn it down to a 1. And I am going to dip the hand pies in one by one. I'm gonna do 1/2. So I'll do this half first, and then I'll let it cool and then do the other half. So I didn't show this in the original video I made for this recipe because it was just dangerous and I was kind of figuring things out. But I will show you in this one. Here we go. Okay, that's one. So if you touch any of this, if it's on there or what, it's gonna burn bad. Okay, let's see another one. Just gonna lower it slowly. Okay, now I'm gonna put that in the fridge and take this off the heat. Okay, so this is the first one that I did. You can see it has a glaze to it. And it is dry to the touch. It's a little wetness, but that'll be okay. I put this in the fridge for just like a minute. Let's see. So now I'll do this side. Okay, and now that goes back in the fridge. And since I still have to do the other side for the other 3, I'm gonna put in some more swerve. And a little bit more extract. Okay, so these are all done. They have cooled. They look so good. So the glaze is on. You really don't want to see it like this is probably too thick here because it'll be like crunchy. You want it to be very thin where you can't really see it. It just looks a little shiny because then it's just going to be a nice like flaky glaze. It'll be perfect. But if you do decide to make this, the hand pies, when they come out of the oven, they will be soft. So they need to cool for probably 15 minutes before you can put the glaze on because they're going to be too soft. They need to firm up. So I actually put mine in the fridge for a little while after it cooled just to make sure they were firm so that they didn't fall apart when I put the glaze on. And then when you put the glaze on, it really just kind of strengthens the hand pie. So I will cut these in half and have a half for each night of the upcoming week, and that'll be my dessert. Okay guys, so all in all, the meal prep took about 2 hours to complete. I kind of took a break in the middle, but I think all the work took 2 hours, which is not bad because now I don't have to worry about prepping my meal stuff during the week. So it'll be much more relaxing. Plus, I know I have food on hand that is keto, and I won't be tempted to have anything that's not keto. So if you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you think I should do meal preps in any sort of different way. This is the first time I've done meal prep while being on keto, and I've been doing keto for over 2 years now. So it's been a long time for me since doing meal prep, and it's definitely with different kinds of foods and different ingredients. So let me know your thoughts, but that's all I have for you in this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!